Hi, hi. Good people are ethically obligated to be rich. I usually don't talk about being rich or poor, but this context is something which is very important for the society. Many people grow up believing that being rich is a sin. In any country, the amount of currency that is being printed or circulated is just constant, it is fixed. Now, the money can be with a good person or a bad person, but money is not good or bad. It is just the unit of measure that determines the influence. The more you have, the greater your ability to make your visions come to reality. Let's ponder upon why do we need money? Any human being has a personal obligation to have money for his own necessity. So it is for your personal obligation to take care of your own self and to take care of your family. Now, these are personal obligations for which you need money to fulfill. But apart from this, there is something called an ethical obligation or a moral obligation which applies for good human beings in the society. And that ethical obligation is to take care of the less fortunate ones, to do good to others, and above all, the most important duty is not to let the surplus money reach the unethical people in the society. Let me explain this. Like I mentioned earlier, money is constant, but some have surplus of it and some have very less. The problem is, good people are contented and do not wish for surplus money. They don't have the urge to be rich because they're happy with what they have. Now, what happens when the good people in the society have less money? They wouldn't be able to make their good visions come into reality, which could have benefited the society. And in turn, the society does not get benefited. Now, what happens when bad people in the society has surplus money? They use it for evil purposes which will affect the society. If you are living in a tarnished society, it is not only because the bad people have used their surplus money in the wrong way, but also because the good people in the society have paved way for the bad people to have surplus money. Let me explain in a very simple way. Now, there is a $100 note on the road. A good man walks that side, he sees the $100 note and he thinks, this is not mine and it is unethical to touch this, and he walks off. Later, a bad person walks the same way and he sees the $100 note and he takes it straight to the liquor shop and he drinks much, pukes on the road, even assaults someone on the way, and goes back home, beats his wife and children. Now, all these things could have been avoided if only the good person picked up the $100 note and gave it to a poor family, or even at least just bought some groceries for his own family. He could have used this in some way that wouldn't have affected others. Surplus money in the hands of good people creates a better world, and the same surplus in the hands of bad people or unethical people will destroy the world. So that is why I say it is an ethical, moral and social obligation for good people to not let the surplus money reach the unethical people, which in turn turns into evil for the society. Think of surplus money in the hands of Mother Teresa, and also think of surplus money in the hands of Osama bin Laden. When a good person has surplus, he might fund education or feed the poor or even extend the medical helps. When the surplus is in the hands of unethical people, it may result in disharmony, corruption, manipulations, and whatnot. Money has to be in surplus with good people who will not sell their conscience. If you are a good human being with a good conscience, it is your ethical, moral and social obligation, it is your responsibility to have money in surplus to be rich so that you can create a better environment without paving way for the unethical ones to acquire surplus money, which will result in evil. Only good people can weaken the evil forces in the society. It's a call to all the good souls to take financial control. You may not need it, but you can use it to create a better world. It is your ethical obligation to be rich.